Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make my quartz house number 7. I'm almost positive it's 7. Honestly, I lost track of these a long time ago. Let's go with that. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You'll need block of quartz. You'll need spruce wood planks. You'll need both types of glass. You may also want to grab some form of door, and if you did grab a door, you'll want to grab something to open it. An axe, TNT, maybe release a mushroom on it. I don't know what you want to do. However, once you have every single one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you'll want to kick your house off with a row of 10 block of quartz coming directly up from the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You then, once you have your row of 10 block of quartz, want to go right of this 10th block by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now connect that 4th block to the ground, like this, to give you a nice little archway, which, by the way guys, I know a lot of you guys like to know this, this is where the entrance is going to be. This is going to be the front of the house right here. It's going to sit right in between these quartz. So once you have your archway, and once you've figured out where the front of your house is going to be, it can be this side or the opposite side at the moment, this is what you want to do. So come over to the back of your archway, and you want to take each one of these top corners here, and you want to extend them back to where the back of your house is going to be, each by 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the other one as well. We don't really have to count this out though, we can just use the other row to measure. And what you then want to do, once you have your 2 rows of 10, is connect them both together and connect them both to the ground to give you a shape which should look a little bit like this. Just to give you guys a bit more of a colourful view, this is what you want to have so far. And once you do have this, this is what we're going to do next. So coming all the way back over to the front of the house, and I should mark this out with something really. Let me get a bed. So this is where the front of my house is going to be, although it doesn't matter, it could also be that side right now if I chose so. So come over to the front of your house, get out your block of quartz again, and you want to do this. Starting with this left row here, this original row of 10 that we started with, you want to locate the 5th block coming up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5th block, you want to take a sideways view like this, and you want to place a block of quartz directly to the left of it. So you're on the left side and you've just placed a block of quartz coming left of that 5th block. What you then want to do is extend this block that you've just placed all the way coming left, where the left hand side of the house is going to be, by, one moment gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you then just want to connect this 7th block to the ground like this. So you just want to have that shape right there. And once you've done that on the front of your house, you also want to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the back of the house. So coming towards the back here, again starting with this column right here, you find the 5th block coming up, the equivalent block on the back, place a block next to it, and then do 7 blocks coming towards the left hand side of the house. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you just connect that 7th block both to the ground, and you also want to connect it all the way to here as well. You want to connect it to that front row. And as a matter of fact guys, you also want to connect the bottom blocks together as well. I wasn't 100% sure whether we had to do that, that's while I was stalling. I wanted to have a look what we had to do. So you want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. Not too difficult, I hope. Once you've got that taken care of, you now want to come all the way over to the right hand side of your house, and you want to do it's kind of a similar thing. So coming over to the right hand side of the house, you want to first of all, starting with this bottom block, with this right column, you want to come on the right hand side again, and you want to place a quartz block directly behind it. You then, going right of this quartz block, this way, you want to do a row of 7 going right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And once you've done that on the front, you also want to do that on the back as well. So this back block, place a block coming towards the front of the house here, and then go right of this block by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then connect these 7th blocks both together, like this. Very simple. And what you then want to do, once you've formed that shape in line with the first row, you also want to form that shape in line again with the 5th row. So coming up to the 5th block here, in this column, you want to do pretty much the exact same thing that we just did on that side there, and down here. So place a block coming right or to the back of that 5th block, extend it all the way over to the right by 7, don't really have to count it out, just have to measure it up with that bottom row, and then just do the exact same thing on the back, or do what I'm doing and just measure it up with what we've just done ever so slightly below to give you something which should end up looking a little bit like this. Not too hard. Once you've done that to the right hand side, this is what you want to do next. So, I know I've done this in kind of a weird order, however, I was going to make this a different way. So come all the way back over to the left hand side, and come up to the top of this little platform, the left wing of the house. You want to place a quartz block in both of the end corners of the little platform that you've made. So you want to have this. What you then want to do, once you have both of those two quartz, is go up on top of them, each by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. You then just want to connect both of them together, but you also want to connect those 4th blocks to the main part of the house like this. Let me just show you what I mean. It's easier to show than tell in these cases. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like that. I hope you guys can see easily enough what I've just done there. Not too hard. Once you've done that, we now have to... Well, what do we have to do, guys? Let me have a look at this. Alright guys, so once you've reached this point right here, once you have pretty much the entire main structure of the house built, it's now time for us to add some details. So, you're at the front of your house and you want to take out your spruce wood planks. This is what you want to do, and you know what, this is kind of easier... It's kind of easier to show you this rather than tell you this, quite honestly. So this is what you want to do at the front of your house first of all. You basically just kind of want to outline or inline the quartz block archway that is the entrance of the house with your spruce wood, and you just want to do that by setting a spruce wood archway that is 1 block inwards in relation to this outer quartz and is 1 block smaller. So you just want to do that. And what you then want to do is, starting from the bottom of our little spruce wood archway, you want to leave a gap of 2 for the door, or as a matter of fact we can just throw the door in there. You just want to throw the door in there, and then place a spruce wood directly above the door, then do a glass pane above the spruce wood, then do another spruce wood, and then do 3 glass pane, and you know what, you've actually hit the top. So that is what you want to have for the front middle part of your house. And once you've got that taken care of, you now want to go ahead and head all the way over to the back here, where we're pretty much copying exactly what we have on the front, except we're not going to have a door here. Or you might want to add a door. I suppose that choice is yours. Maybe you want a back door to the house. It's kind of up to you. However, I'm not going to be adding a back door. I prefer to only have the one entrance. Makes it much more defensible. So, on the back here, you start off with your spruce wood archway, and then, whoops, what am I doing? Then you just want to do 2 glass pane in place of the door, or do a door, then do 1 spruce wood above it, then 1 glass pane, 1 spruce wood, then 3 glass pane will take you to the top, and as you can see, pretty much the exact same thing that we have on the front. And once you've taken care of the back, we now just have to take care of this top part here, and all we have to do here is just connect the 2 corners of the front and back spruce wood archways together, like this, with those 2 rows, and then just throw glass block in the top in between those 2 rows of spruce wood. So you just want to have that for the roof. Pretty simple. And once you've completed that, we can now move on to phase 2 of this. The reason that we started doing this is because what we now have to do to make the next part of this house easier is we have to fill in the entire second floor with quartz block. And the entire second floor is pretty much just in line with the 5th row here, so the 2 rows of quartz that we have on the right and left hand side of the house, the 2 wings, you pretty much just want to fill in the entire middle section, just as I'm doing now, and I'll do this along with you guys, why not? You just want to fill in the entire second floor with quartz, and it'll just make the house a little easier to build, and you know, it'll make it easier. That's sort of. Do you need any more? Do you want this to be easier? Good. Fill in the second floor with quartz. You don't need any more incentives, so just about done it actually. Not too complicated whatsoever, and what you should find, if I can even find myself, is once you've finished, you should end up with something that should look a little bit like this, just to give you guys a few views. Although you don't really need them, it's very straightforward, fill in the entire second floor with quartz. So, alright then guys, so once you've finished filling in that entire second floor with quartz, looking pretty good, looking snazzy. Once you finish filling in that entire second floor with quartz, we can now move on to phase 3, or 4, or 5. I don't know what phase we're on, it doesn't matter. So, next order of business, we now have to fill in the individual sides, the right hand side and the left hand side. We have to fill in these gaps that we have. We'll start with the right hand side first, it's probably going to be easier. So come down to the bottom of the right hand side of your house and take out your spruce wood planks. Starting from here, this block right here, you kind of want to trace along the inside of the 2 quartz wings that you have on the right hand side of your house. This is really difficult for me to put into words, but it's really easy to see what you actually have to do. I really shouldn't have said anything. I should really have just completed this, if I can place my blocks correctly. I should have really just completed this and shown you the end result. Let me show you. So you basically want to do this on the bottom right hand side of your house with your spruce wood. I think it's very easy to see what I've actually done there. Nothing complicated about that whatsoever. And once you have those 2 rows of spruce wood, you then just want to sandwich, or sandwich if you prefer, which I do, sandwich some glass pane in between them. So you just want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. Very easy indeed. Nothing too complicated about that whatsoever. I hope. I really do hope. And once you've taken care of that bottom section, we can now move up to this top section here. So first of all, we have to do this. So coming up to the second floor, you want to place a block of quartz here and here. Once you've placed those 2 blocks of quartz, you then just want to run a row of glass pane all the way around the outside of the top of the right wing of your house. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like that. This whole right side is basically just a giant balcony. Once you've taken care of that, we can now actually do this little side panel of the house that we have here. So, side panel of the house that we have here. Yeah, that makes sense, don't worry. So, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little spaced out, I haven't had much sleep. So, what you want to do, filling in this little section right here is this, and you know what, this is one of those moments where I kind of just do my thing, and you guys copy it. Yeah, so this is what you want to do to the right hand side of the second floor here, the little entrance out onto the balcony, or entrance back into the house, depends how you look at it. A ninja would see this as an entrance into the house rather than out. So that is what you want to have for that little section right there. I think that you guys can copy that easy enough. I don't think that there's anything too difficult with that whatsoever. And once you've taken care of that, barring some plants that we're going to add later, that's right, there's plants involved, we have fully completed this right hand side. So, moving over to the left-hand side of the house now, shall we take care of the top or the bottom first? Let's go mental, let's take care of this top bit first. So, this top bit is actually very similar to the bottom right-hand side of the house, and I'm going to be doing it in the exact same way, except I'm just going to split it up a little better for you. So, the main difference between this side and the other side is you've just got to be extra careful here to make sure that the house remains airtight or watertight or waterproof or whatever. You don't want any holes in the house, so you've just got to take care to connect all of your spruce wood together back to here to the side of the house. And once you've just got that first layer of spruce wood, you then want to throw yourself some glass pane on top, just as I'm doing now. And on top of that pane, you just want to throw another layer of spruce wood that is just identical to that first layer. So we'll place that corner block first, just to make it easier. Come over to the back here. And I know, guys, that this is kind of, you know, this section is really a lot easier to just... There we go. It's a lot easier to do this section from this perspective of seeing it when it's finished, and then you can just apply it to yours. I mean, just giving you guys a view, you can see how it all connects together. You just want to, the main thing is just making sure that on these side bits here that you do add in the extra blocks so it does remain airtight, watertight, waterproof, whatever the saying is, I don't care, it doesn't matter. So you just want to have that. And once you have just taken care of this little section up here, we may as well just take care of this little roof part. So this is what you want to do for the left hand side of the roof. You first of all just want to add in an extra row of quartz on the right hand side here. You then want to add in an extra row of spruce wood on the right hand side, and then just fill in this top section right here in with glass pane. And this is what you want to have for the left portion of the roof. Very, very simple indeed. And once you have taken care of that left portion of the roof, you have pretty much fully completed that little section right there. To complete the whole left-hand side of the house, you now want to come down to the bottom, and you want to do this. So, again, this section, a lot of these sections are really just the worst for explaining. A lot of them, it's just got to be, you know... I've just got to do it and then show you guys the end results. There's nothing complicated about them, but just trying to explain them is just really pointless when all I can do is just show you that. What you essentially want to do there, by the way, is just add in a strip of spruce wood directly behind this quartz, and then you just want to do your pattern. The reason that you just want the spruce wood there is just to give it something to grip onto, unless you're looking for an effect like where the glass like wraps around onto the quartz, which is cool as well, but I prefer the spruce wood. So that is what you want for that front little panel. Coming over to this little side panel here, very simple. You just want to throw a strip of spruce wood directly in the center of the middle of the panel, come in all the way across, and then just throw glass pane up and below it. Up and below it, but above and below it would have been a better sentence. Above and below it like that. And once you've done that to the side, you just now want to come to the back here. First of all, we've just got to add a row of block of quartz on the back like this. And once you've done that, you now just want to add in a couple of spruce wood blocks, and then just do glass pane everywhere else around it. And this is one of those moments actually again where we'll just cover up that little section there because I don't want the glass pane warping and gripping around. So that is what you just want to have for that back panel there. And once you've done that, you have actually pretty much successfully completed the entire exterior of the house and most of the interior as well. So once you guys have reached this point right here, as I said, you've pretty much taken care of the entire exterior of the house. That's the main structure done. All I'm going to do now, and this kind of coincides with the dock as well, I may as well just cut out and do this. What I'm now going to do is I'm just going to add a bottom floor to the house, and I'm just going to add a couple of plants on to the balcony, and then I'll just show you guys and we will be done. So I'm going to be back in a moment once I've just spruced up the house a little bit, but for the most part we're pretty much done with this, so back in a moment. Alright guys, so I've been away and I've not really done much as I said, but what I did do, I replaced the bottom floor of the house. I completely replaced that. I added some stairs and I also added a couple of plants onto the balcony. Let's have a bit of a look, shall we, before we wrap this up. So coming into the house, you've kind of only got one option as to where you place the stairs, unless you want the stairs to come up onto the balcony, which is an idea, if you want. On the left-hand side here, probably the most ideal place, and I did want them centered. I wanted them in line with this row here, because that's where the center of this wing of the house is, but unfortunately, a little too close to the door. I will admit that when I designed this house, I didn't really think about space. Very small house, as is most of these modern houses. And by the way, little announcement, I always do this. If you're going to replace the bottom floor of your house or of any sort of building, remember to replace underneath blocks that you can see underneath of, such as the windows, the doors. You guys know what I'm talking about. So this is the bottom floor of the house. I went with quartz. My favourite flooring for these houses, don't know why. Wood'd also work, whatever you'd like. The stairs is here, got a little balcony, not a balcony, I'm sorry, got a little banister around the stairs, similar word. Very cramped upstairs, very, very cramped. Good job that we've got this little balcony here, barely any room upstairs whatsoever. And on this balcony, as I said, I've just added a couple of plotted plants. I cannot talk today, guys. I need some sleep. Potted plants. And all you need to do to make those, I'm sure that you guys are very familiar with this, block of dirt, surround it with trapdoors, and then throw some, well, I use jungle leaves because I like them. They're nice and bright, they're kind of thick. I like the jungle leaves, and there you go, that is the house. There's not much to do with the interior. You can't really get too much accomplished. You get a chicken as well. Leave me alone, chicken. And there you go, this is the house. Let me take off the UI, let me give you a bit of a spin and we can wrap this up completely. By the way, the reason that I put the plants on the balcony is just because I thought that it looked slightly weird. I thought as though the balcony was missing something when I first made this house. Like, without those, there's just a big giant space. However, you might like it. Do whatever you like. Put a sunbed out there for all I care. It's completely up to you. It's your house. However, I quite like the plants. Makes it look nice, classy, modern. I don't know. But there you go. It's a pretty nice house, I think. I really love doing these types of houses. They feel very random, very small, very easy to do, really, when you think about it. Not too much to them whatsoever. So, hopefully you guys have managed to follow this like I'm skipping on a record. I hope you guys have some of that was exaggerated. I only stuttered the once. Hopefully you guys have managed to follow this tutorial easy enough. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Less stuttering, I promise.